Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. So, I understand that a lot of people, both on the right side, are saying this is a drastic disappointment, and others are saying that this is, that there was no red tsunami. And I would have to agree with, honestly, the Democrats on this one. I expected it to be way bigger. And the reason why I expect it to be way bigger is because if people cannot realize that what is happening to them is causing issues and making them suffer, then they deserve everything that they get. However, there is some good news at the end of this tunnel. Now, I will say this is going to be mostly with this type of format here, because where I'm mostly me speaking, I will show some articles and some tweets, but it's going to be mostly here me speaking my opinions and what I think what's been happening. However, what I think is that midterms are kind of like a whatever type of deal, right? In terms of what most people say. I even have one friend specifically tell me that he was more focused on the presidential than midterms. And I think what he doesn't seem to understand is, no hate to him, is that midterms are also pretty important. But I also think that a lot of people don't vote during midterms. A lot of people just kind of ignore midterms and go and vote on election day for president, because I think that's kind of the bigger deal here. Now, I think that's part of the reason what takes into play. So let's take that as a grain of salt. Now, we have certain places that I would like to say that I would go over that are kind of a big deal in certain areas, and I'm going to go over this. Now, we have actually California here being, this is for the House seats, by the way. This is for the House. So the House, we have actually gained 5 seats in the GOP, and the Democrats have lost 7 seats, which also means that I would say that Nancy Pelosi would be out if this is by the great measure of things. Now, this is kind of a big deal here. Now, we want to kind of say that that this is whatever or what have you, but I think this is a victory in the sense that Nevada won this, and that's good. And we have a couple of things here where happening in Nevada and whatever, in Arizona, to where, well, Arizona won 3 seats, Democrats won 2. So, Democrat obviously won 26 seats in California. That's not really a surprise there. And we won, even with New York, we've gotten 10, which is surprising. That's very, very close. So, let me put this into a perspective for everybody that can kind of understand here. This is kind of precursor of what is going to happen in 2024. Now, I understand that some Republicans and some other people are going to go out and say that this is not good, we should have been one bigger. I agree that we probably should have won bigger. We needed to really shake the core of Americans and the face of the Democratic Party. However, I do say us winning seats is great, although us winning the Senate probably would have been good as well. But I digress. Some of these things have not been called. Some of these things are still ongoing. So we have to wait and see on what happens. I do agree that when it comes to elections that we really have to tighten the belt curve on what is going on during elections, reformat some of the things that we do for the elections and how voting is done, because we have countries that does this actually better than us. So, what are my solutions to some of the elections and what we can do to actually improve and fix this type of problem? Well, first off, we should have IDs automatically recommended. And if you don't have your ID, then you are immediately kicked out and you do not get to vote. This will solve a lot of major issues, I think, in that term. I think we should not be using these voting machines. I think these voting machines are doing a terrible job at what they're doing, and I don't think that these things are going to be good. I think the way we did it back before was with paper, which seems to be a little bit better of a method. Now, I do agree that some people can't go in person, which is completely understandable. So, in order to rectify that problem specifically, is that we have apps or some type of technology, which other countries do have, to where you have to have where you have to confirm your birthday, and all this other stuff, to where you have to go to a streamlines to confirm that it is you. And then once that is confirmed, you get to vote onto what apps and technology and stuff like that knows that it's you, and maybe even using your social security number. Well, that may be questionable, but I have you to really confirm on who is that it's really you, and you vote on that app through your phone and stuff like that, to people to where it's simpler. I also think that part of the reason why people don't go and vote is because the simplicity of voting or the difficulty of voting. Right now, that you have some of the reasons why you would want to go and why you wouldn't go and vote is because, well, one is work, two is laziness, obviously, and then three, the hassle. So that's part of the reason. I think three is probably one of the bigger ones in my personal opinion. Probably because that people like simpleness, especially with the younger generation, where they want things instant and more quicker, and not have to go out of the way to do stuff. I know for me in particularly, I'm kind of more of an introvert, honestly, but I would not mind having an ability for an app or whatever, knowing that it's safe to do so, mind you, that where I can go out and vote and click on a button who I want to vote for and stuff like that, and have that and see where that emphasizes on how many voters will go out and do stuff. But I do agree that we have to get rid of these voting machines. It's been shown time and time again that these voting machines are not correct, they're not good, and we need to get rid of them. So that being said, I think that a lot of this is kind of a big deal in this sense. So I don't think a lot of these things have been called. So we have to make sure that we have to just see what's going on. So when we go to the House of the Senate, it doesn't seem that it's that the Senate. It seems that we lost one seat and the Democrats won one seat. However, we're still up 2 points, guys. So this is not too bad. Now, I understand for some people that we have with Mark Kelly that this is not seeming to be so good right now, and I understand this. And this okay. Let me do something here, fellas. This video may be a little bit long. But I just want everybody to know that this is kind of like the big deal that we have over here, all right? So we're going to do this on the side. This will be a bit different. But here's the thing. I understand that Mark Kelly is not probably doing so all that great in terms of the Senate, because it seems that Blake Masters is losing. So that may be that doesn't look good. Blake Masters should probably be doing better. So we have a few things here. This is for the Senate. Now for governor, we have Katie Hobbs. This is how close it is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this has not been called yet, and I may believe that we still have a great chance of Kari Lake actually potentially winning this still in Arizona. She's only down by 4,000 votes, guys. That's not a lot of votes in terms of what could have potentially happened, and especially if it has not been called. So that being said, we still have ways of winning in Arizona. So let's not call it counter chickens yet. We still have chances to win this. All right. So so we're okay here. Let's not be too worried. Now I understand that some people are going to say that obviously that it's not great for this, and some people, and especially with Fetterman winning in Pennsylvania, yeah, I understand that that's not good either. So that being said, I understand that. So obviously Alaska's going to go obviously red. This is not really too surprising. Hawaii's obviously going to be red. New York, we're not really too surprised with this either. We were hoping that he may eke a win, but it doesn't seem that that's going to work. And Ford leads out to get 400,000 more votes, even though 95% reporting. I don't think that is going to be very likely. It's possible, but I don't think it's likely. But it's a lot closer than we think, guys. That's very, very, very close in the grand scheme of things of really just how close that may be. So that's what we have here. Remember the ones with the check mark are the ones that are confirmed, guys. So the ones that are confirmed will be the ones being on there. So he has Greg Abbott here being confirmed. Kevin Scott can be confirmed. Sarah can be confirmed. Tennessee, obviously. So obviously, yeah, these things are getting confirmed. So Brister, so Minnesota, and then we have Wyoming. And so these people have been mostly confirmed. Now there's no election, etc., this stuff and what have you. So and then we have Idaho with Brett Riddle completely crushing it. So yeah, and this is also, again, this is very close. This is for governor, guys. This is for Oregon. And if we go to Senate here, he obviously wins the Senate, But as governor, it's very, very close. So and this has not been called yet. This is 68% reporting. So we still have a lot of time left before we can really judge it. Now, what I say, is it bad for us right now? For governor? Yes. Governor is not so great. I mean, we are up 2 seats right now, but the Democrats gained 2 seats, but was wait and see. Christine could still very easily win Oregon. All right, and then we have a few other people that are that's still in toss-up. Even right now, we have Joe Lombardo that is winning by 100,000, 77% reporting. We have he's up by a good margin. And this is Nevada, so if Nevada flips, that's very good for us. So guys, let's not worry. Let's not jump to conclusions. I know I'm repeating myself a little bit, but we're jumping to conclusions to where we shouldn't have to. All right. Let's wait and see. Get more time. I understand that we have some major issues with the election system and how we need to go on with things. But we should not worry and have to go focus on some other stuff. Now, I'm going to start addressing some things here that will be more pertaining to Trump. I know you guys are not going to like this. And then for my opinion on Trump, and then there's other things as well, to where we have this, where Florida is where the world goes to die, where Ron DeSantis and Florida got a massive crush, guys. Miami turned red, guys. Miami, a Democratic stronghold, turned red. This man here, this absolute mad lad Chad based person, completely crushed the Democrats in Florida. It was a massive crush. Great man on Ron DeSantis. I want this man more over than anything to be voted for. I do not even want. After I show you this, guys, so you're going to see exactly why I do not want I'm kind of on the side of not voting for Trump at this point. Obviously, I'll vote over him for any other Democrat right now that was in office. But right now, I'm almost going as there if any Republican goes up against Trump, then yeah, I'm probably most likely going to go for the other person than Trump, because he doesn't seem like he's been doing a good job. And what I mean by this is that even Dave Rubin, and for me, such as this guy, is that this is an irrelevant point and totally tone deaf. I like the guy, but come on. And Trump goes on to say, guys, and I'll move my icon here so you guys get to see things, because it's really just that full, to where he goes on to say, Donald Trump on his platform, Truthful or Truth Social, goes, now that the election in Florida is over and everything went quite well, shouldn't it be said that in 2020 I got 1.1 million more votes in Florida than Ron DeSantis got this year, 5.7 to 4.6 million? Just asking. Trump, I don't give a shit about that. Right now, Ron DeSantis has completely crushed Florida. I don't care on how many votes you got. I don't care. That is completely irrelevant. Stop fighting with the opposition. This is the reason why that nobody is going to end up voting for you, specifically because of this. You are completely destroying our narrative. You're destroying what we're doing here, and this is not needed. This is bullshit. Stop this crap, all right? Now, you're going to say, oh, why do you want to vote for me or whatever? Okay, Trump, I'll vote for you if the case comes out to you're going against a Democrat. But if it goes down to any other governor or any other type of Republican, I'm not going to vote for you. And that's mostly just due to the fact that the way you're acting, the way you're attacking Ron DeSantis and attacking your own allies, this is not the time for this. This is bullshit. You're going to ruin our country by doing this. Stop this nonsense. And you're seeing a lot of people not with this as well. We need Trump and DeSantis united, not fighting. He needs new advisors ASAP. I think he has severely hurt his chances at winning the nomination with his statements over the past few days. Simply, Ron has done a hell of a job as governor, and Florida is lucky to have him. Would have been so much better. People like DeSantis more. He can't, like when somebody he can't stand it. We can't win with Trump. He needs to go. I used to like the guy, huge supporter back in the day, but I am done with him. Done with the bullying, pettiness, and childishness. I thought it was him, but I realized it's his policies and America First agenda. There are better, strong candidates who can continue that agenda. Exactly. And these are just a few things that are going on here. So yes, exactly. This is something that the huge people are not going with, and is me included. He needs to stop this because this is not helping. This is only making him lose. Now we have Ben Shapiro here kind of going over what's going on. He says, here's the basic takeaway from election 22 so far. Democrats will not change course on anything. They will widely outperform expectations, except in Florida. Exactly. Biden is their 24 nominee unless he's fully incapacitated. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that as well. Republicans widely underperform and heads should roll. Now, as I said before, we have to wait. It's early votes are turning favor for Democrats right now. Let's wait and see and what's going on. So there could still be that red tsunami, but we have to wait. Come on, Bishop Earl. Let's not do that right now. There is a lot of hope for the Republican coalition given their performance with Hispanic and Black voters, but their candidate quality was poor and their leadership was either absent or counterproductive. I could possibly say that. Yes, we need them tackling more bigger things than what they're showing here. So I do agree that we probably need stronger leadership, such as Florida Desantis and even Carrie Lake, for the example, to really lead the group. So I would agree with that. But there's still hope for us for the 2024. We've made big strides. Big strides. Even if we lost in the Senate, we still made big strides in states and cities that we shouldn't have made those big strides in. So, that's always a promising fact. Donald Trump was a major drag on Republicans from his picks to his antics. 100% agree on this. I think Trump did massive damage to the Trump nominations. I don't think he really did. He's not helping us. He's definitely not helping us. That's for sure. He's definitely not helping us in this aspect at all. I think he's honestly hurting us in the long term here, because I don't think what he's doing is good. Sure, we like his boisterous and stupid attitude sometimes, but again, him going after people, him constantly being childish, him constantly going after his own allies is not the play, it's not the goal, and nobody cares about your narcissism or your own ego for this. I don't like it, people don't like it, and you're going to reason why, if anything, Trump will be the reason why Republicans would lose in 2024 if he keeps up with this BS. Trump picked bad candidates, spent almost no money on his hand-picked candidates, and then proceeded to crap on Republicans who lost and didn't especially bend the knee. This will have 24 impact. I would also agree. I think some of the people that he endorsed were good. Carrie Lake, for example, is good, but I don't think some of the others were all that fantastic. So, I think he did this to maybe benefit his own gang, but that's me putting words into his mouth, so I'm not going to do that. The Republican leadership class, paralyzed by the Trump phenomenon, failed to provide any leadership at all, except for DeSantis, who was a leader and excellent candidate and organized of his own party, leading to Florida tsunami. Agree. So, I agree with a lot of Ben's stuff, but I don't agree with everything. And what some of Ben's said with candidates Owens is part of the reason as well, because we're going after each other's throats. This is going to separate us, and we can't fight with them among each other. I'm not trying to fight with Trump. I'm pointing out some of the BS that he's doing and some of the things that he's saying, again, especially against his own allies, and it's not a good thing. And I think that we have to fix this entirely. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, do not worry. We still have a chance to win and still have a red tsunami. Let us wait and see what happens. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Take care.